Hello, all my chickadees, and welcome back to Help! My childhood friend is now my boss and he wants me to be his bride? I forgot what part number this is, but we are far into this game. If you haven't checked out the other parts, please consider hopping on over to the channel and checking them out. Last episode was fun. They went out on a like all the people in the office went to go drinking and they had a fun time, but then most of them wanted to go do karaoke and our boy was like no, and then Iki was like I'll stay with him. And so we went back to Iki's place and some things happened. Yeah, they had a fun time. So let's see what happens after that. Let's see. Me being as vague as possible. See, there they are! Hey, Ren. I don't know if you're aware of this, but you make some incredibly cute noises back then. Really? That's right. I had no idea you were capable of moaning that much, but you took me by surprise. You're being awfully accommodating in all sorts of ways. And you seem to be enjoying yourself a lot. It was very gratifying. Iki laughs softly, his breath warm against the nape of my neck. My hair shifts as he exhales, and I pout. Yeah, whatever you say. I'm not just saying it, though. You're really enjoying yourself, Ren. You must have been, or you wouldn't have been moaning so much. It was adorable. Yes, so you keep saying. I wish you wouldn't. But why not? Is there a problem, with me finding you cute? Well, there's not a problem, I guess, but you don't need to keep bringing it up. Oh, are you feeling a little sore about what we did? I think he's sore in more than one way. I feel more than a little sore, actually. And that isn't just in a figurative sense. My behind is aching, and I think Iki must know that. He phased that pretty solicitously, and I'm sure he did it on purpose. Jeez. You can be such a jerk sometimes. You know that, Iki? Who? Me? Iki rejoins, a note of fox surprise creeping into his voice. How can that be? Everyone in the office says I'm lovely to work with. If they're to be believed, I'm like a saint among men. Yeah. They can only say that because they don't know you like I do. They don't know what you're like. You mean that they've not had the pleasure of getting to know me a little better? Iki gives my rear a gentle squeeze as he says this, and I wince. Yeah, we knew him really well. I feel like this should go without saying, but yeah, that's exactly what I mean. You're much more of a bully than you look. I know I am, but please try to excuse me. I'm trying to overcompensate for how I was treated as a child. Overcompensate? You know what a weak, runty little thing I was back then. I was always being picked on by the other boys. So you can really blame me for being a bit of an ass myself now that I have the opportunity. I don't want to take advantage, and I definitely don't want to hurt you, but it is fun to play around with you just a little. And I'm not lying. You really do look cute when you're moaning, with your asshole stuffed full of something thick. Ugh! You may have a pretty face, but you could be so crude. Oh yeah? Well, it takes one to know one. Well, I can't argue with that. I can act as huffy as I want, but I was pretty into what Iki and I was doing back there. It felt good, even if I didn't really plan for any of this to happen. And lying in bed alongside him feels just as comforting. Iki isn't exactly muscular, but he's rather lean. His arms feel reassuring as they wind about me, anchoring me in place, and his leg draped over my own feels like a shield from the world around me. I allow myself to relax against Iki's bare chest, melting into his embrace. I sigh, my breathing slowly beginning to even out. That's right, Ren. Sleep well. I'll protect you. And with Iki's gentle words of affirmation in my ears, I slowly drift off, buoyed in his arms into the world of sleep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yay! We could see his scar. Heck yeah! It was covered by the box, but we could see his scar. I love that they make sure we have that detail. Hang on. I want to save here. Okay, return. Let me see. I think I gotta go back to the main menu. Yeah, see? We can see his top scar. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. It was covered up by the box so we couldn't see it. But yes, I'm glad they made sure to add that in. Okay. Okay, I just had to confirm. Okay. I feel groggy when I wake up in the morning. My head is aching and my vision is hopelessly skewed. There's an unpleasant taste in the back of my mouth, and when I dare open my eyes, the sunlight makes me wince. I know this feeling well, though it's been a while since I drank enough to feel this thick-headed in the morning. I'm afraid I have a hangover. Okay, so our head is hurting, and our butt is hurting. Oh, goodness, just put a fork in the poor child. He's done. He's not actually a child, okay? He's an adult. That's just something I say. Fortunately, it's not as bad as far as hangovers go. I must have realized I was close to hitting my limits last night. Or maybe somebody I was with did, so I didn't go too crazy. I should be able to endure at least this much. I think I'll be alright. And if nothing else, I don't feel like throwing up. That's a silver lining. I spend enough mornings with my head down a toilet bowl to know how miserable that whole routine is. It's nice to know I'm not completely hopeless. But there's another curious ache distinct from the dull pounding in my head. Something I don't think could have been caused by drinking a little too much. Well, there's no delicate way of putting this, so I guess I'll have to come out and say that my ass feels kind of sore. I rub my eyelids, hoping this might help me acclimatize to the early morning light better, and then... Oh, someone's looking proud of himself. Hello there, Sleeping Beauty. I hope you slept alright. I hope you're feeling alright. Ah! I look up, my eyes widening. Iki's standing by the side of my bed. But why? What's he doing here? Aren't we at Iki's house? I feel lost for a few moments, completely confused. But as the seconds trickle by, I eventually remember what happened. I went back to Iki's place last night. I was right. And we had a few drinks. One thing led to another, and then... Didn't I have sex with my boss, who often also happens to be my childhood friend? Yes, you did. Fuck. It's quite a lot to wrap my head around, and it doesn't really help that it's aching so much. But the bed is nice and warm, and the sheets feel reassuringly soft against my skin. This bed is decidedly nicer than my own, back in my cruddy apartment with the temperatural heating, which doesn't always work. Maybe that's another reason why my hangover doesn't feel as pronounced as usual. I guess sleeping in a fancy bed like this can soothe even the most persistent of pains. No wonder wealthy people wind up living so much longer than us peons. Speaking of wealthy people, there's an example of the elite standing by the bed right now. Iki is newly dressed in a crisp white shirt, one so pristine I can't see a single crease in it. He's wearing a pair of neatly ironed chinos alongside the shirt, and it's paired with a belt. His hair falls over one of his eyes in an effortlessly attractive manner, which makes me think of a male model, and he's holding a cup of coffee in one hand. Can we have coffee too? Like, I don't drink coffee, but I think we might need coffee. I'm drinking me a nice cup of black tea with milk. This he offers to me, with a sunny smile which makes my heart skip a beat. Oh, it was for us all along. Here you are. I thought you could use a little pick-me-up, since I rather put you through the ringer last night. Do you like coffee? Oh, I sit up, suddenly self-aware of my nakedness, and blush. I at least have the sheets wrapped around me, but I feel almost dissolute in comparison to how suave and stylish Iki looks. I hold the sheets about me in one hand, now newly worried about wrinkling them. I don't want to make a mess, not when those sheets feel so fine. But then again, it's a little late to worry about that. I already made a mess last night when Iki started fondling me while he penetrated my... But no, I'm not going to think about that. It's only 7:30 in the morning. It's way too early to start thinking about sex. I try to distance myself, instead, with the coffee Iki's holding out to me. I reach out tentatively, accepting it one-handedly. I'm still using the other hand to clutch the sheets around me, in an attempt to preserve my modesty, and mumble, I'm fine with coffee. It can be a little bitter, but it's enough with milk and sugar. Iki laughs at this, his brown eyes softening. He seems pleased with his answer, though I'm not sure why. Does he think there's something silly about it? A grown man like me turning up his nose at black coffee? Well, excuse me for not wanting to drink dirt. There's nothing wrong with having a functional taste buds, man. You tell him! You tell him! I mean, everybody has different taste, and to me, coffee is way too bitter. So, like, I don't drink coffee, one, because I don't like the taste, and two, it really makes me too jittery. So, yeah. You know, I can't have coffee. But, yeah, it does taste like dirt. From what I've tried, it's super, super bitter. But yeah, everybody has different tastes. Had a crap ton of milk and sugar, and maybe it'll be drinkable. I love the smell of coffee, though, which is weird. Do you guys drink coffee? Chime off below. Are you a coffee drinker? or do you have to really doctor it up if you drink coffee? I'm curious. Let me know. Yes, I did think that might be the case. You had a sweet tooth when we were kids, too. You never did like it when your mother put sauteed peppers in your lunchbox. I still remember that one time we went to Petit Jardin. I believe it was on your birthday, and you had 2 strawberry sundaes. Those were the days. Don't remind me. I thought I could handle it, but I wound up feeling kind of queasy. I think I had to ask Dad to pull up on the side of the road so I could be sick. My parents were really worried about me. I can imagine, though you look a bit green around the gills at the time. I did try to tell you eating 2 sundaes was probably a bad idea, but you refused to listen. You insisted it was fine, and you could do what you liked because you were the birthday boy. I was quite cross with you, actually. But I mostly think I was jealous of your parents actually humoring you. My mother never would have. Well, maybe that's a rare point to your mother, then. I don't think eating all that ice cream really agreed with me. But you could have helped out a little, Iki, you jerk. I could? Yeah, if you'd helped me eat some of that sundae, then I wouldn't have gotten so sick. We were supposed to share. And yet, it was your birthday. I wouldn't have wanted to intrude. I wouldn't have wanted to intrude. My ass. You were already involved, you dingbat. I invited you to my birthday, hadn't I? Yes, well, maybe I just wanted to see you suffer the consequences of your own actions. You used to be very rash as a child, and your parents never reined you in. Perhaps I thought you needed a little humbling. So, you let me eat all that ice cream to teach me a lesson. I pout, turning my attention to the coffee Iki brought for me. I blow on its surface, watching the coffee ripple, and say, I thought you changed a lot since we were kids, but maybe not. It's starting to seem like you always been a sadist. Maybe so. They do say it's the quiet ones you have to watch out for, but that's exactly how I expressed my love for you, Ren. I always wanted the best for you. And sometimes you need to suffer just a little to learn a lesson. Life can't be all fun and games. Well, I know that. I'm not a little kid. You don't need to lecture me. I know, I know. I apologize. I'm afraid I've been stuck in lecturing mode lately, owing to the nature of my job. I spend so many hours a day in meetings, dealings with various departments that it can be rather tiresome. I don't really mean to lecture you, Ren, though it can be quite fun. Meanie. You know it. You can't hold it against me too much, though. Wasn't I always telling you to show some restraint when we were kids? Well, yeah. I never felt like I had to listen to you back then, though. And why is that, Is it because you thought of me as a stupid little girl? You're putting words into my mouth. I never thought you were stupid, Iki. You should know that. You were always Miss Miyabi's favorite. Your test results were way, way better than mine. And you were smart enough not to eat so much ice cream that you were physically sick. I guess I did think I was the one in charge, though. I mean, you used to be so shy. And Daiichi really was a dick to you. I know I saw yourself as my protector. I just wanted to look out for you. But it feels like the shoe's on the other foot now. Well, rather, I'm your boss. I'm afraid you'll have to give the things I say a bit more credence. The days of writing me off are over. I'm your manager, so I'm going to be a real hard ass. Speaking of, I didn't go too hard on your ass last night, did I? Ooh. Ugh. He's acting like this. He's acting like he's asking solely out of sympathy, but I think he's doing this to reestablish his superiority out over me. You think being my boss would be enough to satisfy his sadistic lust to lord it over me, but no. Seems like he has to remind me what a masochist sub I've become just to add insult to injury. Asshole. That was an awful segue. If you were trying to be smooth, it did not work at all. My apologies. I suppose I'll need to work on my tact then. Yeah, you do that. Though it's probably too late to worry, since he spent all last night dirty talking me. But my concern is genuine, I assure you. I know you're not done anything quite that intense before, and I fear I was being rather rough. Yeah, you were! Are you in any pain at all, Ren? Does it hurt? Well, I shift a little, still nursing my cup of coffee in one hand. The sheets shift around me, draping over my naked skin and my toes curl. It's a little sore, I guess. I did think that might be the case, yes. This tends to happen, though I did try to be gentle. It isn't too unbearable, is it? No, I think I'll be okay. It's not too bad at the moment, at least. Well, good. I'm very glad. Seems like you're rather hardy after all, Ren. Don't take this as a sign that you can be rougher, okay? You were pretty dang intense last night. But then again, I should have expected as much. You're the brave young man who proclaimed that you would be my knight. I'm sure it'll take much, much more than being fucked in the ass to get the better of you. Huh? Hey, Iki! I started almost upsetting my coffee, newly abashed by just how candid he's being. My face burns, my skin prickling as I try to sputter out an offended, You don't need to be so explicit about it, idiot. I'm not able to finish the protest, however, because Iki leans in. Then he presses a kiss against my cheek. It's a quick, fleeting kiss, one which doesn't linger, but I can tell it's imbued with affection regardless. It's with a small smile Iki draws back, his face a little flushed as he says, Now, I suppose it's a good thing that this is Saturday. You had the whole weekend to recover after what we did. Oh, thank goodness it's Saturday. This poor boy, if he had to, survive at work. Provided we don't spend the rest of today together and the rest of tomorrow, too. And I don't get carried away. You better not get carried away, bud. What do you mean by that exactly? He tasted blood and what he wants more, 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 more. Well, wouldn't you like to find out? Now, do you have any plans for the day? Other than finishing this coffee and finally putting on clothes, you mean? Not really. I don't think my company is in particularly high demand. Well then, that's rather sad, but not to worry. I will always appreciate your company. Do you want to spend the day together? There's a nice cafe nearby we could stop by for lunch if you want. It's much nicer than Petit Jardin, and they also have pancakes. I reply with a pout after taking another mouthful of coffee. Even with the addition of milk and sugar, it's still kind of bitter. I'm not that easily swayed by sugar, you know. But you can be swayed by sugar if I keep prodding. Well, I glanced to one side, a little flustered. I suppose I could be persuaded. Good! You best get yourself presentable then. As cute as you look sans clothes, I think it might cause a bit of commotion if you wandered outside naked. Just a bit, yeah. Let me finish this. I take another sip of my coffee, trying to suppress a shudder as I do. I'm glad Iki brewed it for me and all, but would it have killed him to add in just a little more sugar? Those promised pancakes are starting to sound more and more appealing by the second. With my coffee cup drained, I finally rise, still holding my sheets about me like a cloak. I start to cast my eyes about the room, searching for my abandoned clothes when... Here. Iki bends and hands them to me, a neatly folded shirt and a pair of trousers. I believe these belong to you, my lady. Oh, right. Thanks. That's no problem. Now, you should hurry up and get ready. I want to enjoy my weekend with you to the fullest. Because you know what Monday morning means. What? You know, we might be dating now, Ren. But I'm still your boss. You told me yourself that you didn't want me to move into another department. Well, yeah, I did. Though there's an important caveat to that. I said that before he fucked me and made me come. So come Monday morning, we'll have to resume the roles we previously occupying. That means you'll have to answer to me and I'll be expecting you to get your work done in a timely manner. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll have to be rather harsh with you. Oh yeah? I retort, able to muster up a smirk as I finish putting on my trousers. Now that took some doing. And what are you doing and what are you gonna do exactly? Will you bend me over your office and spank me for being a bad boy? Don't give him ideas! I'm being fallacious, of course, but... Oh, that might not be a bad idea, actually. Is there something you'd like to do, Ren? Like hell it is! You try it and you'll get fired for sure. That's only if you report me. I get the distinct feeling that you won't. Whether you like it or not, I have you wrapped around my little finger. Iki laughs lightly while a shiver goes down my spine. I don't want to admit it, but he's right, damn it. At this point, I don't know if it matters what he does to me or where he does it. I'm afraid I'll wind up folding just like a house of cards. He's way too good at pushing my buttons. Whatever happened to my cute, precious childhood friend anyway? He sure has changed a lot. But when I see Iki smiling like that, much more brightly than he did in the past, I can't help but think it changes for the better. Even if I fear for the future of my poor behind. Hey there, Renji. Did you have a good weekend? Oh, Juna. Hey there. I give my coworker a wave as I slink into the office. That Monday morning, though, if I'm being honest, I'm not really feeling it. There isn't much emotion in that way beyond, man, I feel exhausted, I want to go home already, which, well, is that even emotion? It can be. I guess you could say I'm fatigued, if you want to sum it up in a single, simple word, but I don't think that fully encapsulates just how weary I feel. I wound up having a pretty busy weekend as it transpires. I did think about heading straight home after work. I woke up in my boss's bed on a Saturday morning with a hangover and a sore behind from too much sex, but that would have been too easy. Iki's promise of pancakes was able to sway me almost embarrassingly easily. I wound up going to grab a bite to eat with the guy after all. And then, since we were already out, Iki asked if I wanted to go to the aquarium with him, just to kill some time. And one thing led to another, and, well, I'll spare you all the details, but we spent the whole weekend together, Saturday and Sunday. We did a lot of coupley things, which really can't be considered in the realm of pure friendship, like the aquarium date, but was it a date? I'm still not entirely sure, where we end up holding hands. And we even had more sex. We had a lot of it, actually. So much I'm still sore from it. Taking the train to work this morning was a pain in the most literal sense. It was almost a relief that the train was so crowded I couldn't sit down, but the train compartment was so jam-packed people kept brushing up against me. I swear, every single time anybody happened to bump into me, a sharp ache was sent through my body. It felt a little like being tortured, and the real suffering has yet to begin. I still need to endure my 9 to 5 with this dull ache in my backside, which is making me whimper. Iki, have mercy on your bottom, I swear. I don't want my coworkers to know just how much I'm suffering, so I force myself to look nonchalant as I take a seat at my desk. It's a little hard to affect an air of nonchalance after I've been stretched out so much, but I'm doing my best here. I don't bother smiling, but I do say in the most unaffected voice I can manage. I guess my weekend was alright. You? Oh man, I'm glad you asked. Karaoke was wild on Friday night. You should have come with. We ordered even more drinks, and there was this real nice blue Hawaiian flavored cocktail, you know, like the shaved ice. And then I pulled up some oldies, and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun just hanging out with everyone from the office. And of course, we all got shit-faced. I wound up with a pretty horrible hangover, but it was totally worth it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat, but it'd be more fun with you next time. And you sure I can't tempt you? I'm not sure. I'm not a big karaoke person, actually. Aw, Ren. Juna pouts and scooches his swivel chair towards me. He slaps the hand on my shoulder, a friendly gesture he's done many times in the past. But unlike the other incidents, I'm still recovering from multiple rounds of penetrative sex I had with Iki over the weekend. That hurt, damn it. A shiver of pain snakes down my spine, making every single one of my nerve endings tingle. But Juna, to my relief, is so self-absorbed he doesn't notice it. He starts trying to talk me around, sharing even more details about Friday's big karaoke party, which makes the whole thing sound even more unappealing. I don't like singing at the best of times, and I doubt I'd like it even more if I was stuck in a small dark cubicle with a bunch of my coworkers without any escape. The thought is enough to make me feel claustrophobic. In fact, I think I'd have more fun being nailed inside a Western-style coffin and sunk into the dirt. Why does Juna have to talk so much anyway? Forget the pain in my ass, he's going to give me a pain in my head. I endure Juna's chatter as best as I can, and I'm able to ward him off with a vague, I'll see if I'm up to it, ask me later. Juna seems confident enough with my non-answer because he beams and says, Thanks, Ren, I'll do just that, you're a real one. He gives my soldier another playful slap, which sends yet another jolt of pain up and down my spine before he slides off and goes to harass Kurumi. We are suffering. At least the rest of my morning goes by relatively smoothly. It's not so bad when I get focused on a task, but every once in a while my rear will ache in a way which makes me wince. I have to excuse myself to go to the bathroom twice just to give myself an excuse to get off my sorry behind. I really might have overdone it this weekend. But I wasn't thinking about that at the time when Iki and I were together. I just wanted to enjoy myself. But maybe I did that a bit too thoroughly. I'm busy pondering this when I should be pondering my work, staring dully at my PC screen when... There's our boy! Hey there, Renji. How you holding up today? Oh... I start, my face flushing as my head snaps up. Iki's been ignoring me for most of the morning, presumably because he wants to maintain at least a veneer of professionalism. He nodded at me when he entered the office, but that was about it. He didn't even wish me a good morning. I knew Iki was just trying to be businesslike, which didn't bother me, or rather it shouldn't have done. I can't deny that I feel a tiny bit put out, however, having Iki disregard me like that. It did make me feel like I'd been used a little too much, just a little bit. But seeing Iki again at such a close quarters perks me up. I smile at him. This is probably the first proper smile I've shown since coming into the office, as I say, I'm, alright, thanks. And you? I can't complain. I had quite a good weekend, actually, if you must know. Oh, yes. Naturally, I know what Iki's referring to, but it's not like I can come out and say it. Not with Juna sitting at the desk next to me. Juna's trying to act busy like he's encompassed in some sort of task, but he's not fooling anybody. There's nothing even remotely subtle about Juna, and it's obviously he's trying to listen. Can he sense that something's going on between us? I guess I am acting more receptive to his company than before. In the past, my responses would have been clipped, and I definitely wouldn't have been so eager to integrate myself with him. It should be pretty obvious our dynamic has changed, despite Iki's attempt at superfuge. And I'm afraid it's even more obvious when Iki says, his voice low, "Yes, indeed. It was rather enjoyable. I can't remember the last time I was able to relax like that. It can be rather difficult, you see, being a manager, so I appreciate any opportunity to take a load off." Uh-huh. You took more than just a load off. But that's enough about me. What about you, Renji? Did you enjoy your weekend? He knows only too well I spent the majority of my weekend in his bedroom, in various positions, while he toyed with me, the smug bastard. But I can't say that. Not with Juna listening in. I need to try and be cool. Be calm. Don't get too flustered, Renji, you idiot. It wasn't bad, I guess. Oh, really? I'm very glad to hear that. I suppose that makes two of us. Now do keep up the good work. I'm counting on you. Iki raises a hand on my shoulder as he speaks, just like Juna did earlier. Though, unlike Juna, Iki knows exactly what state my poor behind is in. He should know exactly what effect pressing down on my shoulder will have, and sure enough, I wince. I can't help myself. That hurt. Oh. I think Iki must have seen the flicker of discomfort running across my face, because he blinks. Curiously, he tilts his head and then says, "What was that, Renji? Are you alright?" Yeah, I'm fine, don't worry." Really? You look somewhat discomforted just now. Are you sure you aren't in any pain? No, it's fine. I just have a bit of a headache, but I can handle it. I'm sure it'll go away on its own eventually. Well, here's hoping. Perhaps you should take some painkillers. Oh, good idea. Maybe I'll go pick up some from the store during lunch break. Yes, you do that. It's important to look after yourself. Though do let me know if it gets any worse. If it doesn't improve, I may have to send you home. You would? If your headache impedes your ability to work, yes. I can't see much of a point in making you suffer if you can't even handle any of today's support tickets. You're the reason we're suffering! Right, I guess that makes sense. But Miss Makahara would never let anyone go home early. She had us in the office at all hours, even if we were on death's door. That's right! Juna chimes in, no longer bothering to hide the fact that he was eavesdropping on our conversation, while it was incredibly obvious. Once she made me come into work with a horrible fever. She said I should just put on a face mask and bring some aspirin, which I did, but I felt awful. I spent so much time coughing, my throat was red raw by the time I clocked out. My nose was all snotty beneath the mask, too. It was nasty. Certainly sounds like it. But not to worry. I'm nothing like Miss Makahara. I cannot comment on how she ran the office, but I'd never be so draconian. I don't want any of my employees working if they feel unwell. I would be far happier knowing that you're all safe, comfortable, and well cared for. Now, please be honest with me, Renji. You won't continue to push yourself if your headache becomes too unbearable, will you? Well, I blink up at Icky, who is standing next to my desk. His expression is soft and gentle, but there's something penetrating about his gaze. It almost feels like he's looking down on me, which I guess he is if he has to be literal about it. I mean, he is one standing up. I glance away, unabashed, and mumble, "Alright, I'll try, to be more sensible in the future." Good. You do that. It's important to know your limits. If you continue making a habit out of this, I might have to be a little harsh with you. It sets a bad example to the other employees working when you're feeling so unwell. I don't want this culture to spread about the office. So please, try to be a bit more responsible. You don't want me to punish you, do you? He's thinking about spanking us at his desk office now, isn't he? We were joking. Jeez, isn't it because he punished me a little too much that I'm in this situation to begin with? Where does he get off acting so high and mighty when he knows exactly why I'm feeling so out of it this morning? It's pissing me off. He's the one who reduced me to this sorry state, and Juna has no idea. He sounds a little too amused as he says, "Yeah, boss, you tell him. Renji here's got to be more responsible. If you're sick, I don't want to catch your germs, my guy. Couldn't you at least wear a face mask?" Ugh, what a pain. Don't worry, my condition isn't catching. I'm sure you'll be fine. And you don't need to lecture me either. Icky, I can look after myself. You say that, but I do wonder. You're making me worry about you. Oh, and here's more for the peanut gallery. Oh, what's all this? Kurumi explains, wide-eyed behind the lenses of her thick glasses. Are you fussing over Renji, Mr. Yukishiro? Just a little bit. I'm afraid that Renji here has been a bad boy who doesn't know his limits. A bad boy, huh? No way. What about the bold thing to call your own employee? It's just like one of my web novels. I'm sure it is. Did Iki call me the most suggestive thing on purpose just to make Kurumi squeal? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. If he's not careful, our secret's gonna leak out and then we'll get in trouble with HR. It was bad enough that Iki was okay with being my boss while we were just childhood friends. But now we start fucking, it's gonna cause even more complications. I hope Kurumi doesn't go gossiping about this with, Minami. Please, no, anything but that. Iki, meanwhile, doesn't seem to care about the ruckus he's causing. If anything, I think he's reveling in it. He chuckles lightly, giving my shoulder another pat. Hey, that's not cool, man. As he says, now do try to behave yourself, Renji. I only want what's I'll only want what's best for you. Yeah, that's right. Iki's really nice. He's much, much better than Miss Makahara. And he's much dreamier. I'd love it if he swooned over me. But I'm totally fine being a spectator. Hee hee. Thanks for the food. I don't know what Kurumi means by that exactly. Neither do I. But you're pretty freaking lucky, man. And he cares about you so much, especially when you're being so rude to him. Why can't you be a little more polite to him, huh? I thought you were getting on well when we went to the bar. Lighten up, Renji. We got along very well. If only I could. It'd be a lot easier to lighten up if Iki wasn't pressing down on my shoulder like that. Is he trying to assert his dominance over me or something? Is that an alpha move? What the heck does that make me then? Don't tell me. Am I a beta? I wince, cast down in deliriums of despair as Iki smiles. He leans in, his voice very low. Low enough that Juna can't catch it, and he says, Now, don't sulk so much. I'm doing all this for your benefit, you know. Can't you at least give me a smile? There's a good boy. At these fatal words, I feel my whole body shiver. Iki calls me a good boy often enough during our weekend together that I'm afraid I've developed some sort of Pavlovian reaction to it. My ass still hurts, and this whole exchange is incredibly embarrassing, and yet My, looks like someone's getting a bit excited. Are you sure it's your head that's giving you problems, Ren? I'm starting to get hard. He has Pavolian response to us. Fuck, this is just great. I have no idea how this happened or what's going on with my body. Renji, are you okay? No! I'm fine. I just need to go to the bathroom. But one thing, at least, is clear. I'm glad I was able to reunite with my childhood friend after so many years, but he's changed a lot. He isn't the same sweet, innocent kid I remember. He's turned into a real sadist. And even more worryingly, I think I might like it. What the hell is wrong with me? Oh, that's the end! Oh! Oh, nice! Ibahime, you did awesome! We reached the end. Oh. Oh, well, I'm glad they they have a nice relationship now. But dude, please, please give him a little bit of break right before he has to go back to work. Ah, we finished it. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Thank you for sticking out until we reached the end. This is a nice little linear story, so we didn't have any different endings or different things going on. But like I said before, sometimes it's just fun to be along for the ride. I really like this. This was a lot of fun. And thank you for reading. Thank you for making it. It was the art was lovely and the story was. I loved how their characters were. They definitely had their own personalities. Apparently there's more. Okay. Alright, well, there was actually another spicy scene that went on after it was over. That will be up, you know where, in a while. It's not going to go up right now because I don't have enough time to record all of it right now. But yeah, it's another thing. Apparently they are doing quite well. It was a bit of a summary as well. They are doing quite well in the office. They've kind of figured out the fine line to take of being professional at work, but they still flirt a lot, and maybe he bends them over his office table sometimes, but they've got it mostly figured out, and they're doing quite well, it sounds like. So I am happy for our boys. Let me know what you think about this game, and yeah, this was a ride. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!